Greetings! Welcome to my channel, Myrtle Magic Tarot 13. I'm Sabrina, the Cinnamon Witch, and I'll be your reader today. If you're first joining me, welcome. Thank you. This video has found you in the predetermined time by your higher self, and I would like to thank them, as I would like to thank you. And if you subscribed and you got a notification, awesome, welcome back. Love to have the energy exchange. So tonight I'm going to channel Medusa, Goddess Medusa, Madam Medusa, Mother Medusa. I like to call her Mother. Let me just fix my candle here, it's out of frame. So, got my lovely red candle here to oversee the reading. I did a spiritual bath last night, and Medusa did show up, and she destroyed one of my black candles. So I appreciate her helping to transmute a lot of pain and anger, anxiety, self-doubt, and self-minimization that I've been experiencing. I also have to say that I definitely identify with the story of Medusa, or the lore, I should say, the lore of Medusa. There's a lot of different iterations that go around. And as a child, I was very into Greek mythology. But the story that I would read just didn't seem right. And so I looked up her lore again a few months ago. I've been through a lot of awakenings, even recently this year, and saw that she was actually assaulted by Poseidon. She did not have an affair. She was forced against her will to submit to someone that thought they were entitled to her. And to add insult to injury, she was vilified. She was turned into a monster, made to seem as though she was the one that was the perpetrator. She was the one that asked for it. That's all bullshit, of course. In the way that I identify with Medusa, as a child, I experienced molestation and grooming, of course, by my maternal mother's husband. He's not my biological grandfather. And I know that it started in infancy and went up to, on and off, up to about, I was maybe 9. Could have been 10. I have a lot of my childhood blocked out. And I kept having recurring fragmented memories. Just a couple that my higher self was signaling to me to address because they were the ones that I could deal with addressing. I feel that if my higher self allowed a lot of the other memories to come through, that would have caused a mental break for me. And I thank Source and my higher self for always having my best interests and never wavering in the support and guidance that I receive every day. I forgot my bell over there. But you know what, I'm gonna go get it. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so having addressed those memories earlier this year, I brought it up to, what you would call someone, your mother. And her first response was, why did you wait until you were almost 40 to tell me? So in that moment, I knew that she had been complicit in all of it. She became pregnant with me at 19, 18, and would turn 19 when I was born. And the relationship she had with my father wasn't the best. Both of them have a lot of PTSD that they need to work through. But that's something they need to do. Just as I'm doing now and doing with all of you. I don't want to get too heavy, although it is a heavy topic. Something that a lot of people endure. And so I asked Spirit to bring this video to those that would benefit the most from it. It's still some way to go, but I've definitely made a lot of progress on my healing journey. Done quite a bit of shadow work. And while I may take 3 steps back, at least I take 2 steps forward most times. And I work to do no harm to others. And in that, I will take no shit. But I'm really excited to do this reading with the Gorgon's Tarot. It was so neat. I had gone to a local store with a couple friends, and before we went inside, I told them, I'd really love to find a Greek-inspired deck. And went throughout the whole store. Must have spent almost an hour. Just, they have so many decks. I can't wait to go back. And we were about to leave, and I said, I haven't been to the back of the store yet. And I went back there, and it was a clearance table. And I was looking around, and the box for this deck here was sitting. And I looked and said, oh, Gorgon's Tarot. Interesting. It was an open box. So I asked the shopkeeper, oh, is the deck complete? He said yes. So I got it. And truth be told, I have only started reading tarot since the summer this year. But it's something that has always been in my realm, even as a child. I have many gifts. I have the gift of clairsentience, clairaudience. I have the gift of, what is the sentience is the knowing, the feeling. I'm definitely a heavy empath. That has a lot to do with being an indigo and crystal soul. I even have psychometry. I can touch something of someone's and know if they're here or not in this plane. I've also felt my grandmother's soul being reincarnated into my younger cousin. When I first held her in my arms, I just thought to myself, oh, this is Grandma. And I just felt so happy that she was back, because she deserves to be back. She had a really rough life when I knew her before, and we didn't quite get along. She was raised Catholic. She got married extremely young. She lived in Mexico. My dad's family is from León, Guanajuato. And my grandfather was 7 years older than her. She had her first child at 13. So I know she lived a life that I would definitely not want for myself. And when I went to live with my dad at the age of 11, she knew right away that she didn't understand me, and so she feared me. She knew since I was a child, because I would go visit my dad when I was little. But since I was so small, I don't think she felt as threatened. But when I moved back when I was older, she used to call me víbora, which means viper in Spanish. And you know what? She was right. I am a snake. I do live the life of the snake. And snakes have generally a poor reputation due heavily to patriarchal indoctrination, religions, of course. Being a universalist witch, I take what resonates and leave what doesn't. When I hear something, if I feel it in my core, I can agree. If I don't, I'll leave it be. But back to the deck here. So got it, looked at it, studied it, and the very next day, my best friend just liked my story. The very next day that I finished studying this deck, I went thrifting and walked all around the store for maybe about half an hour. Nothing called to me, nothing jumped out. And as I was about to leave, I said, let me go look through the furniture. And I was just walking around, and this cup was sitting on the corner of an end table. And I knew in that moment that I was meant to utilize the Gorgon's tarot to help others who have experienced severe traumas due to assault, whether physical or otherwise, or those who are demonized just for being themselves, while also being demonized for their traumas, that somehow they deserved what they got. Just explains why I felt like the black sheep my entire life. But yeah, let's get into the reading. Thank you, Spirit. I have a 5-card spread that specifically asks questions to Mother Medusa. And here we go. I have pre-shuffled this deck, and we'll just pull from the top here. So the first card we have here, how am I giving my power away? This is a question that we're asking. And we have Judgment. With Judgment, how we are giving our power away. Just seems like we're giving it up to higher source. In the tarot, This is the call of the wild. We have had a yearning, a call from outside ourselves to rise to a higher level of experience and consciousness. We are being lifted beyond past experience. Heed it or ignore it. It has happened already. The old road is finished, exhausted. It's the end of a limited line, the final evaluation. The ground ripples beneath our feet, and all the seas rush to merge with it. The sun multiplies, and the moon swells in the sky to better dispel the last loitering illusions. Mother Entropy has come a-calling to all the children of matter and mind, which is but an aspect of matter, to detach them from their heavy moorings, to gather them to her inexorable bosom, and to carry them into a higher, subtler form of being. It's time to leave the world of the images and the senses, of descriptions and received opinions, and to prepare for the next stage, the one that will take us nearer to the stardust we came from, back to our true essences, back to the final chapter in this story. This is a new consciousness, finding our true selves, a reality shift, a strong urge to make some essential changes. Maturity, ripeness, regeneration, release, liberation, fulfillment, end of a project. Just give your power to Source. That is the ultimate empowerment, because your higher self is Source. We are all Source. This is so wonderful. The second card we have here asks, why do I feel the need to people please and or make myself smaller? And we have the Two of Wands. You have the world in your hands. And yet, what are you looking for? I like reading the pages. They're fun. The author here is Dolores Fitchy. She's very good. Sitting on her beautiful terrace in her luxurious mansion, surrounded by prosperity and mistress of her world, why does she look so melancholy? She gazes longingly at the black sea of possibilities. Her ships lie fallow on the shore. They're not going anywhere. Her cats sleep. She wonders why she ever stopped sailing, or at least why she stopped so early. I think she'll not stay put much longer. Balanced and stable, but also static energies. Prosperity with no real satisfaction or fulfillment, longing for new horizons, unrealized, unfulfilled potential. One's world is one's own, but it is a small world. What this card tells me that you have the world in your hands, but yet you feel you don't deserve it. And so you make yourself smaller and people please to stay in the comfort zone. It's a matter of when the comfort zone becomes too uncomfortable. Card 3 asks, what does reclaiming my space and power look like? Interestingly enough, the Queen of Swords appeared again. I am doing a daily message from Mother Medusa with this deck in my shorts reels, whatever they're called. Saying in my shorts sounded weird, but this came up today, and this card, Queen of Swords, she's so smart. You're so smart. You're extremely intelligent. You have so much knowing because you are heavily connected to Source. There's nothing to your breadth of knowledge or knowing that is hidden, well, that is not accessible. So, relying on your intuition will help you reclaim your space and power. Really sit, meditate, and look at all facets of each solution before making major life decisions. You know, readings are great. They help in a lot of aspects: seeking truth, seeking solutions, self-reflections, shadow work, of course. But please don't make any brash decision based on a single tarot reading that you've come across in the wild. But you can ask yourself with this card, what is my higher self directing me to do? What is my higher self assuring me will happen if I take that leap of faith? If I do that thing. It's a beautiful card. The fourth card here, Seven of Cups. Look at that. In this position, it's asking, what steps can I use to move forward in a self-honoring way? Look at all these choices. Look at all this abundance, all this opportunity. And the sun here, you're golden. You're absolutely golden. You've got all these options: love, respect, knowledge, your personality, how you can reinvent yourself. You're so resourceful. In the book, the Seven of Cups tells us love, wisdom, mystery, power, knowledge, adventure, glory. So many choices and all so enticing. Which cup to grasp? The imagination heightens the allure of each choice, so it makes deciding difficult, confusing. One could end up dissipating a great deal of time and energy caught in such a state. She needs to sharpen her focus. To do so, she must keep her fancy on a shorter leash. Difficulty focusing on a specific, clear objective, dispersal, scattered energies. So maybe you have too many options. And when we have too many options, solutions can become muddled. Really ground root down. Go outside and put your bare feet in some dirt and ask your higher self, which is the best option? Which is the one that we achieve the most success in? I know I regard myself as someone who wears many hats, and there's many endeavors I would like to take on. I intend to be here for another 100 years, so we've got lots to do, but all in good timing. So my suggestion would be make goals for yourself, short-term goals, long-term goals. Write them down. Yes, we should be here now, but there's nothing wrong with putting it to the universe in written form. Those are manifestations. And even though everything has been created already, the possibilities are endless. When we make choices, we enter a specific reality. But we can change our minds. We can change courses, as long as we're aligning with our higher selves. And when we do that, we shift reality. We shift consciousness for ourselves. So I know this collective has a great head on their shoulders. For the most part, they know exactly what they want. But maybe the means to the end are just a little fuzzy. So the fifth card we have is a message of encouragement from Goddess Medusa on the journey of self-empowerment. And this card came up in reverse, the only card in the pulls. And it's the Three of Pentacles. Normally, the Three of Pentacles would be divinely guided endeavors. In the reverse, let's see. So the message from Goddess Medusa is exactly what I was saying with the fourth card here. In the reverse, the Three of Pentacles tells us that there's a lack of direction, haphazard attempts, little effort towards attaining a goal. So you're just juggling too many things, trying to find a balance, trying to please everyone. But are you pleasing yourself? Are you doing what you really want to do? If you're not, go back to your goals, go back to your manifestations, and take a hard look. What is most important to you? What benefits the highest good of all? When you pin those down, the path becomes clearer. Thank you, Mother Medusa, for confirmation. For our final message, I know this is a longer video, so I have the Halloween Forever Oracle. It's so cute. I went to a store recently with my best friend, and I saw the deck in a case. I was like, oh, cute, and kind of glossed over it. And then I went to where he was, and there were more decks, and it had a demo deck. So I opened it, and I was looking at it, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so awesome. There were 2 decks under the demo deck, and as I was looking at the demo, this woman came up and grabbed one of the decks. She's like, oh, excuse me. I was like, oh, yes. And so she got the deck. I was like, oh, okay. So that's a sign. Definitely get this deck. And with October coming up, I'm super excited to do a daily Halloween oracle pool. So I hope you'll join me for that as well. But for final message today, I've pre-shuffled these cards, and I'm just going to pull from the top here. We have the Owl Fairy. Oh, look how sweet. Owl visited me the night before the eclipse this week. It was really nice. So in this oracle, since it's the first card, interestingly enough, and I also bought this deck because it does have a Medusa card. Luxuriate in this moment. Access clear divine guidance. Come into the present moment. Inhabit your senses and notice the wealth you already have. The Owl Fairy and her venerable companion remind you that you already have what you need. Your blessings and wisdom are only awaiting your recognition, appreciation, and attention. Halloween coincides with the pagan holiday of Samhain, which is the last of 3 harvest festivals. The pumpkins have been gathered, so it's time to relax and celebrate the sweet results of all your hard work. When you appreciate the abundance that already surrounds you, you will magnify it and open the floodgates to your ever-increasing good. If you're looking for direction, the Owl Fairy counsels you to look within and ask for help from the spirit realm. When you do so, be sure to relax and sensitize yourself to the beauty of the present moment. If you are patient and present, the wisdom you are seeking will naturally arise as an inner voice or a calm sense of certainty and crystal clear inner knowing. If you're asking about money or resources, the Owl Fairy wants you to savor the sweetness of the moment, and she points to all the riches you already have. By remembering all the ways you are already lucky and blessed, you unblock the prosperous flow that is your divine right and natural state. Dress in colors and textures that feel sumptuous and opulent to you. As you eat, revel in the taste of each delicious bite. Slow down and expand into the moment without needing to hurry along to the next. As you let go of the desire for immediate answers or results, let your body relax and your lungs expand. Thank you, Spirit. This will align you with the harvest season, the silent resonance of ancient wisdom, and the sweet and opulent beauty of the now. What you need, you have. What you seek is yours. Slow down, relax, pay attention, and allow it all to come to you in its own time and way. You really can't make it up. And I'm glad you all joined me today, whichever time you're coming across this video. And I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. That would be really great to grow the channel. If you don't feel called to subscribe, I thank you for stopping by and hope you come back again soon. Stay soft, stay sweet, stay pure. Thanks. Love. Love ya.